Good morning and welcome to Lee Westwood Centre in Nottingham for this WFA Optegra Premiership game between Teesside Powerchair Football Club and Nottinghamshire Powerchair Football Club. Sorry, a little bit late getting onto commentary. Delighted to be joined by Nick Woodward.
Morning.
Morning, Nick. How's things?
Good, thank you.
So, interesting tie-up here for Premiership game. Nottinghamshire having a slightly tougher season than they probably would have hoped for. And Teesside pushing and being in the mix at the top of the table in that fairly big group.
Slight setback for Teesside yesterday, wasn't it? Was it Teesside Newcastle? Oh no, it was Leeds Newcastle.
Leeds Newcastle.
But, and Teesside beat Greenbank, didn't they?
They
the
did
last game of the day
yes,
were kind of important in the table.
Of course, you can check out the table in the new WFA scoreline app if you are an iPhone user. Android users, it's on the way. We just went for Google to tick off a couple of extra boxes.
Imagine, Alex, if there was a little graphics button that popped up a QR code that would enable you to download the app at that prompt.
It would be marvellous.
Do you think that'll be here for February?
It will definitely be here for February.
But if you haven't downloaded it from Apple, it's not on Android just yet, is it?
Not yet, no. It will be. It's set to go live as soon as they've approved the final elements, and then you can check out league tables, get notifications to your phone for every game. Go and find the YouTube links nice and easily for every match as well.
Did you said it had last season in it too? Is that right, or just this season so far?
I think they've only just got this season. We might have last season in already as well.
But you are working on filling all of the data eventually. You said, I think. Is that right?
We are working on the data going back to 2005.
There you go. So which is forever, isn't it?
It is, yes. That will be all of the games.
And then you'd be able to know all-time top scorers who scored 100. I noticed I'm sitting next to Jack Maxwell. His ears pricked up there. Top scorer at the moment in the Premier League.
So all of those stats will be available. So a bright start to the game for Teesside. Tyler Reeve and Mitch Tinkler over, looking to take an interesting looking corner. Ed Coleman at the top of the box. Oh! It's a very nicely worked corner.
Didn't quite get the angle on it, did Ed, did he?
So, I guess Mitch Tinkler's role there is to kind of put opposition players off, or maybe get a touch if the ball isn't.
Yeah.
Isn't right. Perhaps there's two options there.
It's a slightly new look Nottinghamshire squad, isn't it? With the arrival of Donica from the Republic of Ireland. I don't think Wade's played. Did Wade play for Nottingham last season? I don't think so. I might have got that right.
Back end.
Right, and Langley, Adam back from a long layoff through injury.
Indeed, so they're
but not quite getting it together yet, are they? The points not accruing on the board as they'd like. It's a kind way of saying they've lost most of them.
Their record as it stands at the moment is played 8, won 1, drawn 2, lost 5.
But in terms of games per player, the Langley brothers must be about the most experienced, some of the most experienced in the league, mustn't they?
Yes, yeah, and I think when they were both in the starting lineup a couple of seasons ago, played most of their games, they looked very formidable side, but haven't quite got their rhythm back yet. Reeve out to Coleman, who fires the ball across, looking for Tinkler or Reeve to come on to. Doesn't happen, so kick off and a chance for Nottinghamshire to try and clear their lines.
Nice ball from Wade. D back to Wade. Oh, that was well read by Reeve, wasn't it?
Nice movements up the pitch by Teesside. Nearly found.
I think I remember this right. Tyler Reeve was the first ever goal of the season. Because we'd started filming and he was the championship goal of the season, I'm pretty sure. And we've managed one every season that's been played since, haven't we?
That's an excellent strat, that, wasn't it? I like that. Corner in by Reeve, defended by Sam Langley. Been engaged by Mitch Tickler, who's come in and occupied Ed Common's side. Evan Common's on the other side of the pitch now.
And I also remember that
Tinkler here.
Oh, well saved by Hadfield. Because I had to look at all the footage. I mean, it was an outstanding goal. It was easy to pick the shortlist, you know.
Yep.
Last season, I think I helped out. And, like, the number of astonishing goals, you know, it was in the dozens.
Yes.
In fact, yeah, I was talking to you, wasn't I? I said, oh, I've seen a boom boom. Surely that's the goal of the season. And then there were about 4 boom booms. And neither, you know, eventually it was astonishing team goal. I think it was West Brom, about 10 or 11 passes.
And I think that's a combination of the move towards more passing open football in English game, and therefore recognition of that team goal. But also, it's hard then to pick out an individual piece of skill when there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So Mitch Tinkler engaged with Sam Langley.
And I can't remember if I talked about this on commentary yesterday, but there was a goal that Charlie Kitcher said, surely that's the goal of the season. He hadn't actually touched it, but he threw a brilliant dummy, and the keeper went with him, and the ball went the other way. Can you believe that? So the ball went in, and he said, you know, that's
great bit of play.
That's a really skillful goal. Oh, you didn't touch it.
If we had assist of the season, potentially.
Yes. But again, he didn't touch it.
Do you need to touch it to assist?
I think you must do. Otherwise, you'd just getting in the way would qualify, wouldn't it? So all the play, back to this game, all the play here with Teesside. Occasional breakout from Nottinghamshire, but Reeve reading it well at the back. He's playing quite a deep pivot, isn't he?
Yeah.
I suppose with Ed up top, it's like one of those where you got Marcus on your team. Or
yeah, I think with also when Alistair Haig's in goal, they tend to play 3 rather than 4 out. Their 4 out system tends to come into play when Greg comes onto the pitch. So Reeve just has a little bit of more depth, I think, to his overall position, and that gives them some slightly tighter passing lanes.
Does Greg still play in goal mostly?
Has done.
Ooh,
very close by Mitch Tinkler. They're very clever with their angles and their touches. That kick in there from Reeve that went just in front of Common, who didn't pass the ball, deflected it along an angle to make a passing lane that effectively had a bend in it.
Closed otherwise,
so they could see the lane had a slight bend and just needed to nudge it across. And it's just that bit where they just enough movement.
Yeah, you think you closed it off,
and again there, just little touches and nudges from Ed Common keeps the ball moving into the difficult positions and around Nottinghamshire players. Of course, Tyler Reeve and Ed Common both involved in the England senior setup. It's a high pedigree of players, but opportunity for Nottinghamshire at the moment. They've got territory up into Teesside half, but Mitch Tinkler's done extremely well there to take Sam Langley up into the halfway line and get a kick in for Teesside. She takes, intercepted by G, and another kick in. Reeve and Common. Potentially a 2-on-1 there from Nottinghamshire, but...
So am I correct in that refs are being encouraged to stay at the centre of the pitch? Sorry, not refs, coaches.
In general, yes. We did have some technical errors for a while, then they relayed the floor here.
Right.
We haven't retaped them because they're the lovely new shiny floor.
Because I just noted we had the incident yesterday where Jerry from Greenbank, the coach, was essentially in the technical area and got hit. And Owen, who is coaching with Teesside, is having to get out of the way. Now,
So is
Jerry got a yellow card for interfering with play. Technically, should Owen get a card for leaving the technical area for getting out there?
well, we haven't marked technical areas, so
No.
no. And as long as there's one, you can argue he's actually just getting out of the way.
Yeah.
So all coaches on the sidelines need to make every effort to be out of the way of play. And if the referee feels that he didn't make any effort at all, then a yellow card can be issued. So,
Although it is really tight, unequivocally, we want an environment where wheelchair users can be on the
well,
coaching
until
end, can't we?
technical area is normally supposed to be marked a metre away from the edge of the pitch,
Which we don't have, do we?
which we don't have that space for. So you can't quite apply a
No.
full technical area. So it's the
When you say technically, you mean there's a fit for rule or a WFA pitch layout?
Within
which
the laws of
we
the
can't
game?
meet.
yeah, within the laws of the game there are
So
a
the
pitch
laws
layout.
of the game written by the people who only play here include a rule which they can't implement, is that right?
They've evolved over time, but yes. And I think it does say if available.
Yeah.
So there are caveats with those, but yes.
Anyway, we digress. Who cares about the technical area? Back to Teesside versus Nottinghamshire, who, with this much pressure, we're over halfway through the first half, Teesside, I think, should have done a touch better. I don't think we're being unfair on Nottinghamshire, that Teesside have created enough opportunities. They've had a chance to finish one or two, equally.
I think
Very experienced defence from Nottinghamshire.
and Nottinghamshire got very tight and closed in. A little bit too tight on that one. There was a G and Way gave away a 2-on-1, but those passing lanes that Teesside are looking for, Nottinghamshire being fairly successful in closing down at the moment. So
I like the way that Nottinghamshire, though, are still, I mean, they're back now, but Wade, was playing high up. Oh, surely that wasn't deliberate. That cannot have been. Can that have been a deliberate play?
I don't think it was, but I think maybe their margin of error was built in to come
Right.
towards Mitch Tinkler.
If that was a training ground set play, it was astonishing. So there was what looked like, there was an attempt, it looked like an attempt at a boom boom, but it might have been a dummy for Ed to pass to Mitch, who then looked like he ought to have taken the shot, but played it across to Tyler, who finished.
So confirmation of Tyler Reeve goal with a Mitch Tinkler assist, putting Teesside into the lead.
That's where you need an after-match interview, because they,
Find out if that was
yeah,
a deliberate. I think possibly what they would have done is set up to have a boom boom that went central or slightly to the side.
and therefore
So-
Mitch is the rescue.
Yes.
Yeah. But equally, it wasn't quite a traditional boom boom setup, wasn't it? Didn't look like a full power.
No, but at the same time, it wasn't clean either, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure it was deliberately sent to Mitch. Nevertheless, very well executed in the
Yes,
end. Good
yeah, yeah.
improvisation
Yeah.
by Teesside.
Yeah, it was the fourth touch that made it, wasn't it? Not the first.
Tyler Reeve here found a gap.
See, this is the challenge for Nottinghamshire, isn't it? That their stoic defending
Brilliant goal.
doesn't
a
help them when they're a
brilliant
goal down. Again, that's so. I don't know if that's the lid off the goal waterfall now for Teesside.
But their intricate passing in and around that goal area, really lovely to see.
Three I think you could swap Ed, Tyler and Mitch for any position amongst the three of them on the pitch. Very similar skill styles, aren't they?
I think that's one of their strengths. They all understand all three positions and the small nuances of how to create those passing lanes in a tight defence such as that. You'll notice the passing isn't always very powerful.
Yeah.
They're almost just-in-time passes that mean that you move defenders around. You think, oh, I might be able to get to that one. They
like
dive
that
in.
one there, that point there. You were saying about not just slow enough. No one attacks it. Tyler gets in. He's back on it. That seemed harsh.
G coming in potentially as the.
I thought he was always out of play. Didn't look like he intended to come in. Did he interfere? Does it matter?
Active is the phrase.
Okay. By moving.
Influencing play, were they active? We shall see. Getting looks from assistant referee Steve Crumpet. Yeah. Us amateurs discussing the laws of the game.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, went for the gap there, didn't he? Good defending, but still in play. So that's one where he did want it a bit harder to get to it, didn't make it. So that's where. So originally the 2-on-1, of course, was a core of the game to create space. I almost wonder if the game's gone beyond it now. In that, the teams are playing so fast that sometimes the 2-on-1, no one's done anything, and the ball's reached them and they're 2-on-1, and I think to have had to move out of the way seems to be to the detriment of the game.
And I think the movement towards, or the direction of travel over the last few years certainly has been
maybe a bit more lenient.
The definition of active, etc., etc.
A bit like offside in the running game, where they've allowed more people in the offside position, but not to be ruled as offside.
All of that. So I think there might well be active might need to become even strictly more strictly defined, etc. But that can happen in increments.
Just there in particular, I felt D had no intention of getting anywhere near the ball. He was on the line. He was as far away off as he could be. Was blown up. I don't think it benefited Middle's Teesside to have the kick. Put pressure on Forest when I don't think it was merited. Nottinghamshire, sorry. I've got both teams wrong there. I better have another coffee. I called Ellie Curran Ellie Goulding, pop star, earlier.
There's bigger faux pas than that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sam Langley then into the box of Teesside as Haig deflects that ball out, and Edcombe brings it out, but 2-on-1 between Wade and Langley. Gives Tyler Reeve the pass, so it's going to go to the side of Mitch Tinkler's chair.
Oh, again, that he
very softly, great match intelligence by the Teesside players.
But they can pick the pace up on the ball if they want to, can't they? So that it's not a all-in style.
So the pace on the pass is clearly very much dictated by if they need to get it through a tight space and that space might close, they'll put that pass in. Or if they feel they've worked the space at the back post significantly by pulling players out of position, the moment to unleash the power is at that point to get the ball to the back post as fast as possible.
There was a bit of chat yesterday about leg wear. Are they cricket whites?
I think they're just white.
Right. I thought I saw one of the cricket brands on that.
Just white joggers. Hadfield bringing the ball out. Stepped up.
Is there any league regulation on leg wear?
I don't think there is currently. Perhaps I think there might.
I'm not sure if you need it, but anyway, someone in particular, I think someone was playing in jeans, and someone said, "Oh, they haven't got sportswear on." Does it matter? If they're comfortable.
I suppose I think the what players wear on legs is pretty much considered accessibility issues
Yeah.
most of the time. So
And comfort and
yeah.
warmth and
right, indirect free kick to Teesside, taken by Common.
oh, lovely,
A miss
lovely,
out.
lovely. Well saved by Hadfield.
A miss out move with Mitch Tinkler driving out to get to Reeve. Reeve fired the ball in to the goal, but saved by Hadfield. Would have been a corner. As it is, it's half time. welcome back to this second half of Teesside versus Nottinghamshire in the Optegra WFA Premiership.
In the first half, you said WFA Optegra Premiership. I thought, right, that's the way I should say it. No, you just said Optegra WFA Premiership. As long as we say Optegra.
I believe it's the Optegra Premiership.
Right.
In the WFA National League.
Sponsorship, we're extremely grateful.
We are indeed wonderful partners. It's my ADHD brain jumping around for you there. One change for Teesside.
Reminds me of do you remember the Morecambe and Wise sketch? You shouldn't remember it, but you won't have seen it the first time, where he played all the notes but in the wrong order.
Those are the ones. That's how my brain works.
You had all the right words.
That's how my brain works. But the change is Mitch Tinkler has gone off for Dylan Pearson.
Donnacher's on for Wade. Oh no, and G's. Oh, Donacher and Langley. Adam on for
G and Wade.
Nottinghamshire for G and Wade.
But it does also look like.
Oh, that was a.
Centre
just
pivots.
had an eye on the keepers out the box there, Reeve, didn't he? Just thought he might catch him out. That's something.
It looks like
that was a bit of a.
Common and Reaver swaps positions as well.
Yeah, Dylan's chair looks. The wheels down. Looked like it tilted a lot there.
It was odd. He does lean quite far back in his chair, and he's.
Yeah, but left to right. Like as he turned round, it tipped.
He's quite a strong lad, big lad. A man, I should say, these days.
Just, was it last? It was last championship, wasn't it? Was it Monvillas?
It was
chair
indeed.
tipped. I've heard of that theoretically. That's the only time I've ever seen it, though. It was a bit of a worry, wasn't it? But he's all right.
So it remains 2-0 from the break. Sam Langley into Adam Langley. Doesn't quite get the touch. Goes to Tyler Reeve. Reeve out to Common. Common putting the ball into the middle of Nottinghamshire.
Oh, no, I thought Reeve's going to pick this up, and Jack sees it nicely out.
Adam Langley tried to get the better of Optegra there, didn't quite make it and manage it, so consequently it's a goal kick. Reeve will take. Options are Pearson or Common.
Is there a, on the last match, I'm just got my eye on now on the backs of these chairs. One of the players was pulled up at speed test and couldn't play in the first half because their chair was overhanging.
Yeah, so
a lot of these look very close, don't they?
They do, but they'll have been checked by referees.
So at the speed, that's an eyeball check, is it? A speed test? It's not like a.
It is if there's
set
suspicion.
square or something.
Well, if there's suspicions, they can be asked to reverse up against a wall,
right,
or a goalpost.
Yeah.
To check it.
That's a safety issue, isn't it?
Yes. So the idea being that
someone's head. Oh no! Well, oh no for Nottinghamshire. Oh great for Teesside. Own goal from Sam Langley there. Hard cross from Dylan Pearson. Just Sam Langley going into the box to defend, and it came off his bumper straight in. No chance for Hadfield. 3-0 to Teesside. 15 minutes left. Not created enough Nottinghamshire to expect they might get 3 back, have they?
That'd be probably surprising against the run of play if they did, but they have had good success in recent times. Certainly with both Langley players and Hadfield were on the pitch for that. Common out to Reeve. Finds Pearson, who's very wide. Langley S and Hadfield dealt with that. About Langley A.
What do you reckon there? Tyler looked somewhat aggrieved it had gone to Nottinghamshire. I thought he'd reasonably played it off Langley's bumper, but they'd given it to Langley. It was a control ball type between them. Anyway, they've done it. The officials.
Sam Langley put the ball out for a kick in there. Preferred that the goal kick. Taken by Common into Reeve, who's come up the pitch with the ball and with Sam Langley. Again, Reeve getting the better of Sam Langley on that one for a kick in. Teesside moving up the pitch.
All the Forest, Dyke has just moved up. All the Forest were behind the ball there. Pearson going for a swing, not making contact.
So I think that miss loop pass has been executed enough times now by Teesside that Nottinghamshire should be on the other end of them.
Yeah. Oh, lovely dummy there from Common. Looked like he was going for Pearson. Dummied Langley, went for Reeve. Reeve's cross intercepted. Yeah, Adam Langley on is making a difference now, isn't he, for Nottinghamshire? Him and Adam are able to control the play between them a bit more than the others were.
Yeah,
I guess that experience and
bit of connection
time
as well.
playing together.
Common back to Reeve.
Oh, well read by Langley. Just going to let that go out for goal kick.
Relatively risky pass, but in a 4-out scenario, it would have been riskier. So with just playing 3 with Haig in goal, there's a bit of security in attempting those sorts of passes. Magic touch by Common there. He's going to go wide. Saw Langley make the dart inside and just increase the amount of pressure or amount of contact he had with the ball to go inside without losing the fact he controlled it. Sam Langley down to Adam Langley. Good position here for Nottinghamshire. Can they take advantage? Rotating round to try and get some penetration. Not quite
making
clean
a
contact.
Fask and Teesside transition. Done this a few times, that they've tried to drive the ball out past Langley. Usually Sam, although it's Adam on the ball here. I guess again at 3-0 you might go, well, let's lock it up between 2 chairs for a minute or two. It's not going to do any harm, is it?
Oh, it's often the safer option.
Yeah.
If the ball's moving slower than the chair, then chair can always get to the ball and keep up with it. Whereas if it's moving a bit faster, there's always that option. Also, sometimes if like you say, there's slightly better, tighter system with the substitutions that are made. Yeah, it's just harder to do.
Lovely touch from Ed. Dillon not quite connecting. Sam Langley for Nottinghamshire, well intercepted by Reeve. So still 3-0 to Teesside. Just about more or less halfway through the second half. I'd say Nottinghamshire have had the better of the last 10 minutes. But even though there was a goal, I mean, it was a fortuitous own goal for Teesside against Nottinghamshire.
They certainly looked more in control and a bit more dangerous than they did in the first half.
But haven't quite. I mean, Jack Hay won't feel his
Alistair Haig.
done. Sorry, Alistair Haig.
Hasn't really been trouble, no, you're right.
Nice. No.
Langley brothers have slightly adjusted their defence, I think. So they're
been doing that. They have dropped back now, haven't they? And they've allowed Teesside to
transition
come back up.
Yeah, transition's a bit harder, I think, for them. But
So
they've adjusted slightly. So two of them are defending a bit wide, and one drops into the box, depending which side the
Haig off.
Dylan Pearson into goal.
That's a disgracefully shredded shirt. I know where they're taking the shirt. Looks like someone's torn it apart with their hands, like the Hulk, to make the keeper's shirt.
Referee hadn't quite spotted that the
That's
goal.
Yeah.
Keeper's shirt hadn't changed.
So Mitch Tinkler's come on, Greg Baxter's come on, Alistair Haig's gone off, Dylan Pearson's gone in goal, and Ed Commons gone off. And D is on for Nottinghamshire. Sam Langley's come off. So we've got Hadfield, D,
G.
Adam Langley, G. There is a D, is there?
Yes.
I'm just getting that.
Championship.
Right. Sorry, G. Leighton G?
Yes.
Right. And Donegal.
Sean,
thank you. And Teesside playing away from us, or away from the camera. Pearson in goal, Tinkler on the left, Reeve on the right, and Baxter up front. Great cross by Baxter, got through, but Hadfield across. Tinkler alert in defence.
Tinkler with a kick in to Baxter. Knocked out by Leighton G. Another kick in which Baxter will take this time, with Rich Tinkler operating that central pivot role. Tyler Reeve out in the wing. Back to Baxter.
Lovely. Oh,
good combination.
nice hit, but Langley was always there, wasn't he, to save that?
It's nice to see from Teesside, someone there between Baxter and Tinkler, giving Mitch Tinkler, who's the youngest player in the squad, the opportunity to play in a central pivot role, develop his experience.
He's playing very confidently. I think he's only a season or two. He's been playing at nationals, hasn't he?
He has, but he's a confident young man and been scoring plenty of goals. But when you've got 3 England internationals in your squad, 2 of which would definitely look to play centre pivot, one who's been part of a double pivot role for England as well, to be the pivot player in a National League match is a glowing recommendation on your talents and abilities. It's good to see that they're looking to develop.
It's a bit like displacing Harry Kane as the striker, isn't it?
It is. Nottinghamshire then bringing the ball up the wing, but
so the 3 England players being Greg, Tyler and Ed.
Yes.
Greg and Ed being part of the, so many years ago now, 2019 European Championship winning team.
They were indeed.
5 years, wow, where did that time go? And the next European Championships in Italy in October 2025, is that right?
That's my understanding.
So this season, a lot of these players playing for the opportunity to get into the pathway, hopefully with looking to get a ticket onto that.
Yeah, 3
journey to Italy.
3 senior England staff were in yesterday. Adam McAvoy and his team watching players.
Adam McAvoy, the new England manager, appointed a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, new head coach, I think, is the official
head coach,
title.
Right. Never know the difference myself.
Probably pay grade, but I wouldn't want to cast aspersions on the FA. Substitution there. Sean Donner going off and Kieran Wade coming on. kick in to Nottinghamshire, looking where he was where it was going rather than at the ball. Adam Langley, and he's made an error he'll be a little bit unhappy about. It's gone out for a kick in, which Greg Baxter will take for Teesside.
Yeah, so at club level, obviously you look after the team, you have to do everything. For the England, they do have logistics team, don't they? So if the England team travel, the FA logistics team sort out that. So the coach does only have to worry about the football side of things.
Oh, for a big international tournament, the FA machinery. Oh, a chance here.
Yeah,
I think that's
well
gone
finished. Yeah, given to Tinkler. 4-0. Oh yeah, that was nicely worked. Well finished. He's had a few chances on the near post. Tinkler not quite made them, but finished then. Nearly saved, but in off the post.
A little bit of an inquest there amongst Nottinghamshire players just to talk through what went wrong. Now we go back to the England international tournament setup. The machinery that goes in place for the senior side to get to international tournaments is pretty impressive. There's all the transport for chairs, etc. They get all the information on where they need to get their chairs.
I remember
and
it
kit
right?
to.
For the World Cup, they put the chairs on a cargo ship or something. The chairs left 6 weeks before.
Yes.
Maybe they were flown, but the chairs left 6 weeks before the players.
They do tend to do if it's outside of Europe. They do try and get as many teams.
Oh, all the
Europe
European
together.
team, right? Okay, yeah. And for Finland, the chairs were driven, weren't they? There was an FA team.
Yeah.
Convoy team drove them over.
And then on top of that, there's a logistics manager for the. So team manager for the England team isn't the head coach.
Yes, which is why I was thinking actually, yeah, I can now see the difference. Whereas most of the club coaches or managers here have to do everything, aren't they?
More often than not, yes.
Yeah.
So that is some clubs with good setups, but that's the case for a lot of them. And then also travelling with great effort there from Teesside with Tyler Eve corner. That's the other option with Mitch Tinkler starting next to him for a corner and driving off. There's the miss out, and then there's also the try and sneak it in at the front post. I guess that's the
that's the in-play decision, isn't it?
yes.
Do I let this go? Or do I have a go at it?
Tinkler back to Reeves, spreads it
Go
wide,
on,
back to
lovely.
plenty of space here.
Oh,
Didn't quite make the contact
Yeah.
there. Then also travelling with the England side, there'll be a psychologist, a doctor, or a couple of medical staff normally, so sometimes a doctor and a physio.
I think always both.
I think
On the
most
ones
of the
I've
time
seen.
both, but sometimes it's. I wouldn't want to specify their medical profession
Right.
exactly, but it's
So it might be a paramedic, but there's definitely
a
physio for ongoing care, as it were, and and I'll say an emergency, someone who helps look after the medications and
yeah, all
if
of
the
that.
player gets ill during the tournament.
Which with travel and in a new environment, bugs and infections and coughs and colds, etc., can be a bit more prevalent. So it's kind of a known phenomenon for all teams that travel.
And not all countries get that.
Very few, I would say. Very
So it's
few.
a choice of their own FAs and their own structures, but
Great move down the line by Teesside. Mitch Tinkler fires the ball down to Greg Baxter. Lovely reverse spin, puts it across the box, but well defended by Nottinghamshire. Leighton G bringing the ball back out. Out it goes for a kick in, and Teesside continue their offensive.
it's a bit hard because the resources the FA has at its disposal are so much more than than clubs have in the national leagues, but hopefully some of what rubs off, players can take back into their clubs. Some of the thoughts on looking after players and nutrition during games and fluids, I think you said at Geneva for the clubs and at the World Cup as well. There's much more consideration about keeping the players
Yeah, so some international tournaments.
energised, as it were,
Saying
during matches.
Geneva and in Australia there were drinks breaks at 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Just to make sure players are staying hydrated. And
so clock's at 0, Teesside 4-0, well up, good value.
fourth player now playing in the centre.
Yeah.
Greg Baxter, having been preceded by Tyler Reeve, Ed Common and Mitch Tinkler.
Obviously Teesside a very good team this year. Nottinghamshire look like they need to find something more in their attack, don't they, to be able to change their fortunes in the league table. They've got experience in defence.
And they certainly had a promising period of play with Adam and Sam Langley on, and that's something to build on. For definite. So, utilised all 6 players in their matchday squads. Solid 4-0 win, so they'll be happy, I think, overall. Into the third.
So after we finish, I'll ask you where Teesside are now, because Leeds, I think, had games in hand, but might have lost them, and Teesside kept winning, so we'll see shortly. There's the full-time whistle. Well done, Teesside.
2 minutes of additional time played.
Commiserations, Nottingham.
So 4-0 final score.
Are we going to have a look at the league table? I think we are, aren't we?
Well, we'll have a quick look, see where this result was put. Those teams. Teesside up into third, played 8, won 5, drawn 2, lost 1, 17 points. And Nottinghamshire in 10th position, played 8, won 1, drawn 1, lost 6. 2 goal difference and 4 points. So
just below Teesside, Aspire and Newcastle, how many games have they played?
So Aspire have only played 6 at the moment, so they've got a couple of games to play today to catch up. And Newcastle played the same number of games as Teesside on 15 points. So
as things stand, Aspire a point behind Teesside, you'd expect they'd get more than a point out of the next 2 games. Aspire being Aspire.
Aspire being Aspire, so yeah, we suspect there may well be some changes around at the table by the end of this weekend, but it'll be interesting to see. Thanks for joining me, Nick.
Thank you.
See you all soon.